how do we get better at speaking, at communicating our thoughts, at processing what's going on inside our head, and how do we get more confident with what we're doing within this life? And that can be a very complex question because, of course, we're all different. So as I'm sitting here driving, to work, and I'm thinking about the thoughts that I've been going through, a big one is a lot of times Mandy tells me that she has good intuition. And I do think that a lot of times women have good intuition. I think that there's a reason that women and men are different, and I do really feel like there's a way that we complete each other physically, spiritually, mentally, in so many ways. But the thing that I started realizing is intuition isn't necessarily a real thing, okay? And the reason that is because if you really think about it, intuition is more of a statistic that comes after the result of something that's taken place, okay? Intuition isn't necessarily like, I had this intuition and it saved you from this. It's a statistic of this took place, therefore I'm going to be more cautious in the future. I'm driving down the road and I see a cop on this interstate and I'm doing 80 and in the future my intuition or the statistics of what I've already experienced show me that I should be a little bit more cautious in this situation. And that makes sense. But the problem is intuition can limit your ability to succeed or grow. There's a difference between having intuition to try to make smarter decisions in the future and to prepare or align yourself in a way that will protect you or give you more success, depending on the statistic or the intuition. The problem is if all you're doing is saying, well, hey, I told you that person wasn't going to be a good person, or hey, I told you that was going to happen, then we get into the place where we don't ever actually get to test something and then have success or failure off of it, right? Prime example, I'm not going to make a relationship or a connection with this other human because my wife or my partner or whoever said that I have an intuition that they're bad. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. The problem is we can't go down that road where we immediately judge everybody and everything and call it intuition. Because at the end of the road, the problem with that is we actually never get the ability to, one, expose our flaws, two, expose maybe their flaws or the flaw that's going on. Three, we don't actually get the opportunity to possibly grow in a way that we didn't know that we were going to grow, right? A great example of this, okay, would be, let's think about Jesus Christ, okay? What if Jesus Christ, okay, was out in the world? Let's say he's got his first couple disciples. Let's say, these people, they care about him. They genuinely want the best for him. They want to protect him, okay? And if you notice, often Jesus knew the direction he was going in life. He wasn't going around and saying, what do you think? What do you think? What's your intuition in this situation? He was saying, this is where we're going. This is what's going on. This is who I am, right? Which takes me to a whole nother topic of you eventually have to start believing in who you are and the direction you're going in this life, and you you have to protect yourself from some of these people that don't have your best interest in mind. But, all right, back to the story. Let's say Jesus is out in the world, right? Simon, Andrew, okay? They say, Jesus, you don't want to be friends with this guy. This guy's a bad guy. He's a tax collector. Or, hey, Jesus, this guy doesn't actually care about your best interest. Like, right? Imagine if Jesus took the advice and labeled it, oh, this is intuition because these people were bad, right? Then he would have never been able to accomplish and do all of the things that he did. And no matter what, whether those people were right or whether those people were wrong in what they were saying, he knew in his heart what he needed to do and how he needed to change the world and how the message that he needed to deliver that would spend the next thousands of years changing people's lives, right? So, intuition makes sense. Intuition isn't always a bad thing, but you have to realize, right? I mean, if we had intuition in those times and Jesus didn't accept Judas into his disciples, right, as one of his disciples, all of this would have changed in a different way. Maybe we'd have the same outcome. Maybe we'd have a different outcome. He knew before Judas joined him what was going to happen. His intuition is the greatest intuition of all time. And yet, he still accepted Judas into his circle. So the thing you have to realize sometimes, as much as you might like it, as much as you might not like it, okay, you're going to have things and people come into your life that aren't always there for the best purpose or the best cause, but they're going to play a role in your life. And it's important that you don't completely shut down, put yourself in a box, hide from the world, and stop growing as a human, stop exposing yourself, stop figuring out things. You don't want to get stuck in that box. What you want to do is, you've lived so many years now, okay? And you're constantly trying to figure out what the next step in your life is. And sometimes by sitting in that small little box, sometimes staying right where you are, feeling like this might be safe, doesn't actually level you up in this life. It doesn't get you to the next version of yourself. It doesn't possibly align you on the path that God actually wants you to go. And you will start to see how much that you're actually making yourself smaller. Okay? So don't get stuck in that little space where you think your intuition is protecting you from this life. Sometimes you need to get outside of that box. You need to expose yourself, and you need to be willing to see and accept and hear, okay, things that you normally wouldn't think about. There's so many people I notice that they're like, this is who I am, this is how I am, this is what it's going to be. And they stay the same person their entire life, okay? And that's fine. It's your life. Be the person that you want to be. But for me, the thing that I'm constantly seeing in my life is that I'm opening my doors for people and things to take place, okay? And some of those things are great, and some of those things are not great, okay? And does it hurt? Sure. There's lots of relationships in my life that I've lost, or that have hurt me, or that have betrayed me. There's people that feel that I've hurt them and I've betrayed them, okay? But at the end of the day, I don't think I would change anything. I am grateful for the opportunities and the things that I've done and the chances that I've taken so that I can see different things in life, so that I can have different stories, so that I can witness different things. It's made me stronger in my walk with Christ. It's made me stronger in my walk with God, that I can have a better connection and a better understanding by actually going out and witnessing things around me, instead of staying small and hiding and saying, well, I already know they're gonna hurt me. I already know this bad thing's gonna happen. So the best thing that you can do, okay, is go out and expose yourself, explore these things, ask these questions, seek truth, and know Christ, and see where you are led. And beyond that, may you have a blessed day.